Caitlin Clark, one of the brightest rising stars in women's basketball, is transforming the WNBA with her sensational performances, bringing in larger crowds and boosting TV ratings like never before. Her influence on and off the court is creating a buzz, and now rumors are swirling about a possible $100 million contract with the Indiana Fever. If this groundbreaking deal becomes official, it would mark the largest contract in WNBA history, representing a game-changing moment for both Clark and the future of women's sports. As these rumors continue to circulate, fans and analysts alike are speculating, could this be the moment that redefines the WNBA? What would such a massive contract mean for women's sports, and why is Caitlin Clark at the center of it all? Let's explore the details of this potential deal and its far-reaching impact on the WNBA. Before diving into the specifics of the $100 million contract, it's important to understand who Caitlin Clark is and why she has become such a vital figure in women's basketball. Born in Des Moines, Iowa, in 2002, Clark displayed an extraordinary love for basketball from a young age. Her natural talent on the court was evident during her high school years, where she led her teams to multiple championships and broke numerous records. Her standout abilities caught the attention of college recruiters across the country, and she eventually chose to play for the University of Iowa. There, she quickly rose to stardom during her freshman year, leading the nation in scoring and demonstrating her unique shooting skills, vision, and ability to perform under pressure. Known for her deep three-pointers and sharp passes, Clark's fearless playing style and leadership helped her team advance deep into the NCAA tournament, cementing her place as one of the most exciting players in the sport. By the end of her college career, Caitlin Clark had become a household name in women's basketball. Her impressive performance in college set the stage for her entry into the WNBA, where teams were eager to secure her talents. In 2024, she declared for the WNBA draft and was quickly picked by the Indiana Fever, a team that saw Clark as their future star. From the moment she joined the Indiana Fever, Clark's impact on the league was undeniable. Her electrifying performances and exceptional court vision brought new excitement to the Fever and the league as a whole. Clark was an immediate fan favorite, known for her ability to score from virtually anywhere on the court, while also setting up her teammates for success. Her presence elevated the Indiana Fever, a team that had been struggling in recent seasons. With Clark leading the way, the Fever saw increased fan attendance and merchandise sales, all while attracting more national attention. But her influence wasn't just limited to the court. Off the court, Clark's star power became a major asset for the WNBA, helping to boost the league's visibility and marketability. The rumors of a $100 million contract with the Indiana Fever represent a monumental shift for the WNBA. Historically, WNBA salaries have been modest compared to their male counterparts in the NBA. The top WNBA players typically earn between $250,000 and $500,000 annually, a fraction of what NBA stars make. This potential deal with Clark, likely structured as a multi-year contract, could change that narrative entirely. For the first time, a female athlete in the WNBA would be receiving a contract on par with top athletes in other major sports. This deal would not only validate Clark's immense talent and marketability, but also signal that the WNBA is ready to invest in its stars at a level previously thought impossible. But why is the Indiana Fever willing to make such a massive investment in Caitlin Clark? The answer lies not just in her on-court performance, but in her ability to attract fans, media attention, and sponsorships. Clark has the rare combination of talent and marketability that teams and sponsors crave. Her presence elevates the Fever, positioning them as a team to watch and making them more attractive to potential sponsors and broadcasters. The Indiana Fever's decision to invest heavily in Caitlin Clark is not just about basketball. It's also a strategic business move. Clark's popularity extends far beyond her performances on the court. Her brand appeal makes her a perfect candidate for endorsements, advertisements, and social media campaigns. The Fever knows that by signing Clark, they're not just improving their chances of winning games, but also increasing their visibility and profitability as an organization. Clark's arrival brings excitement, but it also brings financial opportunities. With her leading the charge, the Fever can expect to see a rise in ticket sales, merchandise revenue, and overall fan engagement. Sponsors will be eager to align their brands with such a high-profile athlete. Beyond the immediate impact on the Indiana Fever, a $100 million deal for Caitlin Clark could have profound implications for women's sports as a whole. For years, female athletes have fought for equal pay and recognition in professional sports. This contract would send a powerful message that women's sports are just as valuable and deserving of investment as men's sports. This deal could set a precedent for other WNBA players and even female athletes in different sports. As more sponsors and teams realize the value of investing in women's sports, we could see a wave of larger contracts for female athletes across the board. The landscape of women's sports could shift dramatically, with athletes receiving more compensation and recognition than ever before. One of the most significant potential impacts of this deal is the increased visibility it would bring to women's sports. When a female athlete signs a contract of this magnitude, it generates headlines and sparks conversations about the state of women's athletics. This visibility can lead to greater media coverage, increased fan interest, and more opportunities for women's sports to grow. Clark's deal could encourage more fans to tune into WNBA games, bringing in new audiences who may not have followed women's sports closely before. As viewership increases, so too will the demand for better TV deals, more sponsorship opportunities, and improved resources for women's teams. This cycle of growth can help solidify the WNBA's place in the mainstream sports world, rather than being seen as secondary to men's leagues. If Caitlin Clark's $100 million contract becomes a reality, it could be the first of many for women athletes. Other WNBA players with exceptional talent and marketability could soon follow in her footsteps, receiving similar contracts. Even athletes in different sports might begin to see larger contracts as sponsors and teams realize the value of investing in women's leagues. Clark's success could also inspire more young girls to pursue sports seriously, knowing that there is a legitimate career path and financial stability waiting for them. This influx of talent could lead to even more competition and growth in women's sports, further enhancing the quality and visibility of these leagues. Caitlin Clark's $100 million contract could also have a ripple effect in the world of sponsorships and endorsements. Brands are always looking for marketable athletes to promote their products, and Clark's popularity makes her an ideal candidate for major endorsement deals. As more companies see the potential in aligning themselves with female athletes, we could witness a surge in endorsement opportunities for women in sports. This increased sponsorship money can fuel further growth in women's sports, allowing teams and leagues to improve their facilities, training programs, and overall operations. The more financial support these athletes receive, the more their sports can thrive on a larger scale. Perhaps the most exciting aspect of Caitlin Clark's potential $100 million deal is the inspiration it will provide to future generations of female athletes. Young girls watching Clark will see that not only is it possible to play at the highest level of basketball, but it's also possible to be compensated fairly for that talent. This representation is critical in encouraging more young girls to pursue their dreams in sports, knowing that they too can achieve greatness. Clark's success could lead to a greater influx of young talent into women's leagues, making them even more competitive and exciting to watch. This next generation of athletes could help push women's sports to even greater heights, continuing the progress that Clark's deal would symbolize. In conclusion, Caitlin Clark's rumored $100 million contract with the Indiana Fever could be a turning point for the WNBA and women's sports in general. Her talents on the court, combined with her marketability off the court, make her a unique and valuable asset not just to the Fever, but to the entire sports world. If this deal becomes a reality, it could set a new standard for how female athletes are valued and compensated, paving the way for future stars to receive the recognition and financial support they deserve. This groundbreaking contract would mark a new era for the WNBA, bringing increased visibility, fan interest, and financial investment to the league. It would also inspire future generations of athletes and change the narrative around women's sports, proving that they are just as exciting, marketable, and valuable as men's sports. As the sports world watches, Caitlin Clark may very well be on the verge of changing the game forever.